How do the same evangelicals who incessantly force-feed us their morals and family values manage to overwhelmingly support someone like Donald Trump, especially when he gets caught saying stuff like this?
I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married. Then all of a sudden I see her, she's now got the big phony tits and everything.
Ah, yes, the notorious Access Hollywood tape from 2005. Trump had just married Melania earlier that year and decided to show Billy Bush just how loyal he was to his new wife.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy.
Now, if anyone knows a thing or two about the sanctity of marriage and how to successfully destroy it, it's Donald Trump. So how did white evangelicals reconcile Trump's inability to resist desires of the flesh to the point where 80% voted for him? Right-wing preacher Lance Wallnau shows us that evangelicals can twist and reshape the interpretation of their faith into convenient excuses for their questionable behavior and hypocrisy. Wallnau had actually released a pro-Trump book 5 days before the Access Hollywood tape was leaked, and boy, was he in a pickle.
5 days out, and the Access Hollywood recording comes to me. And I thought, this is so embarrassing, because I am now going to look like a totally false prophet.
No, you look more like a creeper or douchebag. You should be more concerned with that.
God allowed it because God is actually letting this man experience humbling. Because he really didn't have anything he could think of repenting for before, but now he's got something.
Repenting? Trump brushed off his language in the leaked tape as locker room talk. If the definition of repenting flipped and did a complete 180, then maybe we can argue that Trump repented. But in reality, he took defiance and moved in on it like a bitch. Trump was even asked about his repentance habits during the 2015 Family Leadership Summit.
But have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't.
So, you got anything else, Wallnau?
Why would God humble anyone? He would only humble them before they're about to get promoted.
Yeah. Look how humble Trump is.
I'm like a smart person.
And then they did these polls where I went through the roof and I wasn't even running.
I made a speech. I looked out. The field it looked like 1.5 million people.
Putin did call me a genius, and he said I'm the future of the Republican Party.
I, Donald Trump, am a totally gifted politician. I'll make much better deals.
Despite Wallnau's desperate attempt to give himself a pass for publishing a pro-Trump book, Trump has already proven that he's unapologetic about his bad behavior, and he's also the antithesis of humble. To make matters worse, he's dangerously unable to take responsibility for his actions or learn from his mistakes. And let's keep it real. The only time some right-wingers pretend they care about protecting women from sexual assault is when they get to discriminate against the trans community. Once the conversation turns to allowing transgender people to use the bathrooms they identify with, right-wingers are suddenly so concerned about the non-existent threat of bathroom rape. So here's a little tough love for my religious friends who continue to support Trump. You made an embarrassingly poor choice. Finding excuses for the human Cheeto only makes you look foolish. And then I have to make these videos poking fun of how clownish you look. Homeboy has a bunch of kids from 3 different women. He's constantly boasting about his wealth.
I'm really rich.
He's misogynistic, vain, vengeful, and a host of other immoral things that your religion is supposed to rail against. So why do evangelicals support Trump? It could be because he amplified his religious messaging on the campaign trail by saying that women who get abortions should be punished and that he's not in favor of same-sex marriage. It could have also been because Trump bragged about his plan to ban Muslims, which seems to sit well with people like Wallnau, who want Christianity to rule every part of society. Or it could be that people like Wallnau are insane and say stuff like this in regard to the Women's March.
It's the unmasking of the nature of the progressive spirit and its anarchy and its desire to control and intimidate, manipulate. By the way, any manipulation, intimidation, control, those 3 words are the spirit of witchcraft. Witchcraft is the spirit of Jezebel. So it makes sense to me that there'd be 500,000 women that would show up the next day. It's a witchcraft that's operating behind this stuff.
It's kind of hard to understand the logic of people like Wallnau and how they could love a sinful character like Trump. But one thing I do know is that you can't pretend to be a man of faith while simultaneously worshiping the devil. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video and want to follow me on social media, you can check me out on Instagram at AnnaCasparianOfficial.